Siema, z tej strony Ptaszor i witam was w kolejnym odcinku z serii Kingdom Come Deliverance na moim kanale. I w dzisiejszym odcinku kontynuujemy sobie misję o nazwie Odwiedź Lubosza. No i będziemy właśnie odwiedzać Kulawego, gdyż tam skrywa w poprzednim odcinku powiedział, gdzie mieszka. Ten Kulawy tam był zamieszany w to, co się działo w Neuhof. No, a ty kim jesteś? Zatrzymaj. Ja mogę zatrzymać. Dobre. Co on ci zrobił?
Had enough.
Yeah, you got me. Look, it was only a few groschen.
Jeszcze ktoś tam w tle krzyczał.
Garlic that will cure all ailments, and onions that will make you cry when you cut them,
Well,
and cry for joy
I'll tell
when
you
you
what.
taste them.
Co? Nie.
What? You mean it?
Get lost before I change my mind.
You really let him go? Just like that? And did you get the loot back?
I don't. I let him keep it.
Apples,
What?
melons, prunes.
I'll remember
Sweeten
this.
up your
You can
day.
count on it.
Mogę ci zapłacić. No kurwa, misklik. No i chuj. No ja myślałem, że to jest, nie wiem, zatrzymaj. Zatrzymaj go i uciekaj. Było napisane zatrzymaj go i uciekaj, chyba. A nie zatrzymaj to. Nie było napisane, że pieniądze. Myślę, że to on. W sensie, że nie wiem, go zatrzymam jakoś i ja będę uciekał. Chciałem zobaczyć po prostu, co to znaczy. Nie wiem, żeby tego nie klikać następnym razem. No, trudno się mówi. Czemu się tekstury nie wczytują? No, przy naprawie, no przecież zmieniałem ustawienia, no. No co jest tu źle? Odległość od poziomu szczegółów od przedmiotu jest na maksa. Od roślinności mam dać? To też dam. Proszę. Potwierdź, tak. Zobaczymy, może teraz będzie lepiej. Lecimy tutaj do Kulawego, gdzieś tutaj jest. O, jest gdzieś tu.
Move along, citizens. Move along. There's nothing to see here.
If that's what you call nothing to see, I'd like to know what something to see looks like.
By the keys of St. Peter, this is all I need. We'll have to send word to Sir Hanush.
That might not be necessary.
Who are you?
I'm Henry of Skalitz, in the service of Hanish's captain Bernard. I'm investigating the attack at Neuhof, and I think this could be related.
Well, I'm the bailiff of Auschwitz. And I say we don't want any of that kind of trouble around here. What makes you think this has anything to do with Neuhof?
One of the folk at the stud farm recognized someone from Auschwitz among the bandits.
We have no bandits or murderers around here.
Really? They say he had a limp?
Shit. Well, allow me to introduce you to Limpy Lubosh. Or all that's left of him.
O kurde. Myślałem, że ty dziwisz, a ty nie dziwisz. Widać. O kurw. Nie wiem, czy w górę to nie trzeba dać.
Sakra.
Nothing's ever easy. I'll have to take a look around and ask a few more questions, if that's all right with you.
You can take this mess off my hands and welcome to it. As for what else there is to find out, I don't know. But look and ask all you like.
Ja pierdolę, kto to zrobił?
Who was Limpy Lubosh?
A poor crofter and a scoundrel. Can't say I'm too surprised what happened to him. He kept company with all sorts of vermin. He was always getting into some kind of trouble. Punch-ups in the tavern and what have you.
Did he have any kith or kin in the village?
None. A loner he was. I don't know the last time I saw him with anyone.
How come he limped?
He got that from some villainy or brawl a long time ago.
Has he been up to anything suspicious lately?
I don't know. The last few days he didn't go anywhere. He was home the whole time. But he always kept everyone in the village at arm's length.
Do you happen to know where he was on the night of the Neuhof raid?
I've no idea. He kept his distance from other folk, so you never knew if he was away or holed up at home.
When did you find the body? And did anyone see anything?
Just now. And nobody saw or heard anything. I don't know how they could gut him like that without someone hearing him scream.
Nie wiem, sakra. Możemy tu wrócić? Chociaż wolałbym nie. Obrzydliwe co jest. Zjemy sobie. Gorzej jak to ludzkie jedzenie. No miejmy nadzieję, że nie. Fu. Zobaczmy tutaj. Przeszukajmy. Nie będziemy nic kraść. Można tylko sprawdzić. Ale bezpodstawnie będziemy go... Chociaż... Nie będzie mogłem kradać łóżko. Super. Wolałbym na twój patrzeć. Pomyliłem się?
Nothing here.
Spróbujmy. Okej. Tu gdzieś, okej. Okej, udało się. Już trzeba. Tutaj coś jest. Ta, pajęczynę możemy podnieść, fajnie. Czy my poważnie mamy teraz pajęczynę w ekwipunku? To nie jest ekwipunek, tutaj jest ekwipunek. Jak mamy pajęczynę, to beka. Mam pajęczynę w ekwipunku. Okej. Dobra, trzeba to zbadać chyba.
Lord above, they did a hell of a job on him. Must have been agony. How come no one heard anything? What's this? Looks like someone's hit him very hard on the head. Could they have bludgeoned him to death and then gutted him? That would explain why he didn't scream. What's this? Looks like someone's hit him very hard on the head. Judas. Looks like this is meant to be a warning. But for who? Why? Maybe the gang had a falling out. But a bandit who knows how to ride isn't something you see every day.
Dobrze się nauczyliśmy czytać.
God be with you.
Another thing about Lubosh.
Nie,
Take care now.
no to nara. Dobra. Gdzie by tutaj można było dowiedzieć się więcej, okej? Nie mamy A. Tutaj jest skorobotlna peszka, ale tak to nic nie ma, żadnego A. No to co, musimy się o nim trochę dowiedzieć. Co za gwiazdka? Informator, to idźmy do informatora. Informator coś nam powie, może. Wy z wami mogę gadać?
Hey! Good health to you.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Leiper. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
I don't know nothing about it, but ask all you want.
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with? Relatives or friends?
Not with anyone from the village. He used to sit in the tavern next to us sometimes, but he never said much.
That's all.
Dobra. Ej, skryby się możemy w sumie zapisać. Skryba może coś wiedzieć, bo w końcu nauczył chyba czytać, pisać tego, kto to napisał. To jest bardzo dobre w sumie poszlaka, że chłop umiał pisać. No to nie będzie byle wieśnia. Gdzie jest ten informator? Ty jesteś informator? Paweł, ty jesteś. Ty jesteś Marunia. No ja szukam informatora. Tu gdzieś jest. Ty jesteś? Ty wyglądasz jakby czymś informował.
Good day to you. What do you need?
Is there anything suspicious going on in these parts?
Indeed, there is. Around here, you should hear about what Bashek the groom has been up to at the stables. When the head groom told the lads here, they fell off their seats laughing. Oh, and another thing. Just last night, Father Godwin was here, calling fire and brimstone down on old Gertrude, the herb woman. He's not one to make a fuss over some trifle either.
Dobra.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Leiper. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
I don't know nothing about it, but ask all you want.
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with? Relatives or friends?
Not with anyone from the village. He used to sit in the tavern next to us sometimes, but he never said much.
Nie no to... Będziesz tego skryby zapytać.
May the Lord watch over you.
On mi coś może powie o tych... A to nie skryba. Sorry, że na chatę wbiłem. Gdzie jest skryba? Zadaniodawca. Tutaj jest. Możemy iść na zdanie. Ale najpierw pójdźmy na skrybę. Żebym później nie zapomniał czy coś. No bo to był ktoś, kto umie pisać, nie? No raczej skryba to nie był. Wieśnie. Raczej skryba to nie był nockowy. Chociaż nie wiem, że skryba to był.
My respects to you.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Leiper. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
Of course. Ask away.
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with? Relatives or friends?
He was a loner. He didn't even have any mates in the tavern.
That man Lubosh who was murdered, what was he like?
He was a drunk who was always looking for a fight. Nobody liked him much, but I wouldn't wish an end like that on any man.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Well, now I think of it, I hadn't seen him around for a while. No idea where he was skulking.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
Not a clue.
That's all. Thank you.
No nic nie wiem.
Farewell.
Nara. Z tą już nic nie mam do gadania. Ty?
God be with you.
Nie, widzę, że nie. Prawda nie mam kogoś mogę spytać. Ale pracuje. Szkoda, że faktycznie nie pracuje.
Good health to you.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Leiper. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
I don't know anything about it, but ask all you want.
Już wszystko
That
wiedzą,
man
już wszyscy
Lubosh who
wiedzą.
was murdered, what was
Mordercy.
he like?
I didn't really know him. He kept to himself, even in the tavern.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Come to think of it, he was in church yesterday. He was even talking to the priest and went to confession. I was wondering what he was up to take to the faith all of a sudden. But I suppose no sin's too dark for God's mercy.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
I was coming from the tavern very late that night, and I caught a glimpse of someone entering the village. He looked like he was in a hurry. It was only a shadow against the sky, but after what happened, I wouldn't wonder.
No to idźmy do księdza.
Thank you.
Najpierw do tego zleceniodawcy, zadaniodawcy.
Watch over you.
Zobaczymy co za zadanie. To jest chyba to, o którym nam mówił ten informator. To mi się wydaje, gdzie jest to zdanie? Gdzieś tu? O, już nie ma. Super. A to chyba proboszcz to zdanie ma. Nie wiem, jak się nie skupiłem na tym, co gadał ten typ. Szczerze mówiąc. No chyba proboszcz. Ty jesteś proboszcz?
Do you have any work that needs doing?
My dear lad, I have more worries than I can bear. Another pair of shoulders would ease my burden. I have to deal with a local witch.
A witch?
The herb woman, old Gertrude. That devious hag who'll stoop to anything. Like all herbalists, for that matter.
Oh, don't tell me. The cows are giving blood instead of milk, and babies are being born with 2 heads and a tail.
This is no laughing matter. Gertrude isn't evil. She just has peculiar ideas about what's good for people. A little bird told me she incited some Ujet's women to witchery.
O kurde.
A little bird told you, did it?
You know how good people are at seeing the splinter in another's eye and not the beam in their own.
In other words, someone's been gossiping. What do you want me to do?
I want you to go and see her and find out what she's been up to. I know she lives in fear of the Holy Church, so tell her I sent you. That will make her talk and think twice about encouraging witchcraft. If you learn that she truly did involve folk in some foolishness, find out all you can and deal with it.
Consider it done.
Good. And never fear. I'm a man who always pays his debts. You'll find Gertrude, the old herb woman, in the woods. Good luck to you.
Okej. No to myślę, że możemy najpierw pomóc temu księdzowi i wtedy nam chętniej powie o tym wszystkim. Także no, możemy pójść do tej Gertrudy. Gdzie ona jest? Ona jest tu? Ojeju. No to nie, to najpierw może nam powie bez tego.
God be with you.
Mu oko przenikało.
The blessings of our good Lord be with you, Father. I'm here in the name of Hanish of Lipa, investigating the massacre at Neuhof, which seems to be connected to a murder here. Can I ask you a few questions?
It seems Sir Hanush is employing children as investigators. But ask as you wish, boy. I hope this nasty business will be cleared up quickly.
Did you know Lubosh? What was he like?
A bit of a lost soul. Simple, rough fellow, but at heart I don't think he was such a bad person.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing on the day Neuhof was raided?
Unfortunately, I do know. And I'd like to help you with your investigation, but I can't.
What?
I'm bound by certain vows that forbid me to tell you.
Vows more important than catching dangerous murderers?
There are laws of God above the laws of man, son. And one of those is the sanctity of the confessional.
Kurwa.
Did you notice anything suspicious recently?
My child, all sorts of suspicious things have been going on recently. People like Lubosh don't know what to do about it, and sometimes they do stupid things.
That's really not a lot of help to me, Father.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Father, surely you can't be serious. There must be situations in which you can make an exception.
There are things that apply always, no matter what the circumstances, and this is one of them.
But Lubosh is dead. You can't hurt him, but if you don't tell me, more innocent people may die.
If I told you, I would be betraying a vow that's a cornerstone of the Holy Church. If people believed the sanctity of the confessional couldn't be trusted, the consequences would be even worse than that.
Worse than the death of innocent Christians? Worse than the murderer escaping punishment?
No one escapes punishment.
Father, Lubosh was my only lead to the Neuhof raiders. Only he could tell me who was responsible for that massacre. If I don't find out who it was, it will probably happen again. Surely you wouldn't want that.
I wouldn't. But I can't betray the sanctity of the confessional. I'll tell you what. Give me some time and I'll try to think up some way of helping you. Suppose we talk it over in the evening, in the tavern, over a cup of good wine. Maybe we'll come up with something.
All right. Thank you, Father.
Good luck to you.
Kurwa, ksiądz w karczmie? Nieźle. No dobra, co do wieczora. No tymczasem idziemy do tej Gertrudy. Pomożemy mu i tak, coś możemy zarobić. No i w międzyczasie szybciej nam czas minie. Co nie? Także no, lecimy. Lecimy, nie śpimy. Chyba dobrze jadę. Taką nadzieję. Ale ciśniemy. Dobrze, mam tego konia. Naprawdę bez niego to na piechotę. Jakby trzeba było zapierdalać, to przejebane. No, dobrze też, że się nauczyliśmy czytać. Bo przynajmniej wiedzieliśmy, że ten ktoś umiał czytać. Pisać. Sorry. Choć bez tego też byśmy wiedzieli. No kurwa, ksiądz? Człowiek wyglądasz totalnie jak ksiądz. Ale to nie ksiądz, nawet z nim gadać nie mogę. Pewnie tej Gertrudy jedzie. Ciekawe, czy mógł go okraść. W sumie, nie, bez przesady. Jestem tutaj dobrym człowiekiem, nie złym. Przecież jestem tym, żołnierzem tak jakby. Dobra, już chyba blisko jestem. Bo już ten znacznik ucieka od A. No tutaj chyba. Tutaj, no to tu. Siadamy i idziemy do niej. Pogadać z nią. Laboratorium.
Mother of God! You look like you've been assaulted.
I've come in the name of Sahanish of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
Ask all you want, lad.
Who was this Lubosh who was murdered?
Those that live by the sword die by the sword. I'm not surprised the end he came to.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Everything about him was suspicious. I always gave him a wide berth.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
How would I know?
Do you know who Lubosh used to spend time with? Kin or friends?
I don't know, since I don't go to alehouses.
Ale wie, kim jest Lubosz.
Thank you.
Najpierw może to? Nie, dobra, nie siłą mi się zajmować.
They're saying you incited some women to witchcraft.
Me? Witchcraft? That's nothing but idle chatter.
Dobra, zagruzimy jej.
Speak up, you old hag, or I'll wring your neck.
Easy now, lad. Do you really mean to threaten an old woman like me? But, very well. I'll tell you all I know. I've done a very foolish thing. It's preying on my mind so much I can't sleep a wink.
Well, I'm supposed to believe an old witch has pangs of conscience.
Laugh if you like, but it's not a word of a lie. You probably know I sell various magic lotions and potions alongside my herbs. Well, there's one I wish I hadn't sold. You see, Vera, Zlata, and Kuta from Uzhitz wanted a magic ointment from me. I kept refusing them, but in the end, I let them talk me into it.
What kind of ointment was it?
One that will show you a world no one else can see. A place of wonder and terror. The flowers might start talking to you, or the earth could swallow you up. I don't know if it's the work of the devil or of God himself, but the ointment has that power. But it could poison any person who doesn't know how to use it right.
So all this talk of witches anointing themselves and then flying to their Sabbaths on broomsticks.
The ointment could make a person see such things. But it was stupid of me letting those foolish women get their hands on it. They could poison themselves or fall off a cliff while they're lost in a dream.
I want to know something else.
So why did you give them the ointment at all?
Because I'm soft-hearted. You see, one of those women, Vera, lost her whole family in Skalitz. And Zlata's husband was killed. And the youngest of them, Kuta, miscarried with the horror of it all. They said they wanted to use the ointment to speak with the dead and ask them to put a word in with the Lord.
Yeah. I understand how they feel. But I reckon it'll get them nowhere but the ducking stool and the stake.
Judge not, lest ye be judged. I didn't want to give them the ointment, but they offered me a pile of groschen. So I thought how desperate they must be, and I heard their plea.
Their plea or the clink of their coin? What did they want the ointment for?
Each one of them lost a loved one recently, and it's grieving them. They wanted to talk with the dead.
To nie mogło one ich nie
I've heard
sparować?
enough.
If you've heard enough, you must understand why I need your help. Find out from those women what they intend, and watch over them to keep them safe.
No dobra.
Very well. But only because the priest himself asked me to.
Thank you 1,000-fold. I'll go to the Reverend myself and explain. You take care of those women. Take care.
No dobra. To siadamy tutaj. Tak się nie siada. I lecimy porozmawiać z wieśniczkami. To gdzie? Okej, nie mam ABC, także bez znaczenia. No to powiedzmy najpierw tu. Dobra. Lecimy. Drzewo. Drzewo mnie blokowało. No dobra, lecimy. Myślę, że tak w sumie to można już kończyć. Już jest 28 minut. A już jeden to tam dojadę na miejsce i tyle. No także do usłyszenia w kolejnych odcinkach. No i już w następnym tam będę na miejscu, się spotkamy. Także do usłyszenia w następnych odcinkach i cześć.